Wow, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
I really thought you were going to go into
amazing.
Chrissy, wake up.
Two beautifuls,
Hey,
one
That
amazing.
one's good.
That'll be our closer. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch, as always, producer Kara Tafoya and the lovely Annie the Scoveman. Got the whole squad back in the
Yeah.
AE studios.
It's been a couple of weeks since we were all physically here.
Well,
yeah, more than
yeah.
a couple, buddy.
That's right.
Annie was gone, and then
I was
Kara
gone,
was gone.
and then Kara was gone.
And then before that, we were all here, but gosh, that was darn near 3 weeks
that
ago.
was a long time ago.
But we're back and better than ever.
That's right.
Yep, we are.
Let's play the update game. Any updates, John?
Nothing. It's been a pretty mediocre
Cool.
couple of weeks.
Great.
Pretty much
Nothing.
it.
Give me. We haven't started with the highs and lows for a while. So
Highs
let's-
and lows.
Highs and lows.
Incredible.
Give me one high and one low, John. Or give me a low
Cute.
first and then a high.
Okay, my. I don't know that I have like a really dramatic low.
That's fine.
I do feel like that this week I've been doing this thing where my body's like not cooperating with itself. Like I keep running into things. I keep hitting my leg on like stupid crap. I've done the thing where you drop something and it hits your foot and rolls like 10 feet underneath something.
I hate that.
I've had that happen so much this week. So I mean, I guess generally I feel like kind of clumsy. So that's kind of a low. And the high is it was my birthday, so that was kind of nice.
Ooh, 26.
26. We're all turning 26 except for Annie this
Because
year.
I'm young.
The baby of the group.
Well, I'm young.
Okay, well,
Easy
go
there.
ahead one more time. Go
You're
ahead.
about to decay, and any minute now you'll be
Any
decaying.
minute now, yeah, you'll
I
just be
don't want to do it anymore. I don't want it on the
pile of
record.
cells. I
Go ahead,
suppose.
Annie, youngling.
I'm young.
A
Lows and
low and a
highs.
high.
A low and a high.
Yep.
High. I'm
Okay, well,
moving.
we said to start with the low. So.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
As long as the
Low?
high outweighs the low.
Yeah, because if you just come in
Yeah.
like,
Let's start with a positive note. Or an
My high and my low is moving.
oh.
So it's like exciting. It's fun to like make a new space and to do stuff. I out of stubbornness and poor planning am solo moving. So like my roommate is at work at the hours in which I can move in. So like
Okay.
I'm just carrying everything.
well, you're not allowed to move in when she's home.
No, it just happens that
Oh,
she comes home and like
You're kinda
at
done
that
for the
point,
day.
yeah, I
makes sense.
have other things I have to go do. And so I luckily have a wagon and
Are you just like that though? You're like, I'd rather just do this on my own kind of thing.
I feel bad asking people for help, but there's also like yesterday I definitely like pulled some sort of muscle in my shoulder.
Dude.
Just it was like one giant, like one of those Rubbermaid Tupperware kind of, not Tupperware, but the Rubbermaid
Yes,
like containers.
bins. Yeah, the bins.
Big
But it was
Tupperware.
like long. It was like a long one. It's like a 4-foot one.
Okay.
Filled
you have
with
one of those?
dishware.
Oh.
Wow.
Pots,
Really?
pans, cups,
What a
plates,
choice.
everything. And this was before I realized I had an elevator in my unit.
No, you did not lug them up the
Oh,
stairs.
I carried that shit up the stairs.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And I like brought it up. I took a couple breaks because it was probably a solid like
Any china in
70
there?
pounds. No,
Okay,
there were
good. Wow.
breakable mugs that I didn't break and I was shocked by.
my gosh.
And then today was like lugging like bigger pieces.
Uh-huh.
And then I all of a sudden had this realization. I was like, I'm pretty sure we have an elevator. And it was
Wow.
so easy.
Wow,
Still
moving
not perfect.
from Alpine all the way out west
Yeah.
to
yeah.
Claremont.
Were you motivated to move? Like when I moved out of my parents' house in January,
You're
I
like,
was like,
one day done.
well, not one day. I was
I
the
definitely
opposite.
was like
I was
that.
like, I kind of was just like, I took the majority of the stuff, things you need to like live, and then
Yeah.
it took me a long time to kind of just get the rest.
Yes.
like a couple of weeks, just like go back over and get this, and kind of as I needed things, I kind of got things, and then at one point I was just like, I'm gonna go get whatever's left and be done, but that was only like weeks afterwards. So, what's your experience since moving out of your parents' house?
I am kind of, so my dad recently had knee replacement surgery.
Oh,
So it's kind of rough already. So it's already where, like, let me show you
Okay.
the example of our couch. We
Okay.
bought a couch off of OfferUp, which was like an insane deal. It was like $100 for like basically a
Nice.
brand new couch. They didn't like the color. They just wanted it gone. So we
Rich
stored it
people.
in my garage, right? And so we put it on. My dad had knee replacement surgery. He couldn't help us. So he's like, hey, you can use my truck. We get on the truck. We get, we bring it to the apartment complex. We go to put it in. Doesn't fit through the door. And we're like, and like the gate door. So we're like, okay, well we can try downstairs hallway. Downstairs hallway, the only way you could do it is you'd have to tip it up. We go to tip it up, it hits the light and it won't go past.
Oh no.
And so then I go, luckily we're on the first floor, but underneath like the actual floor level is the parking garage. And so we're like 1 story up. And you can see our balcony from like where the driveway is. And I said, the only way is over the balcony.
That's the only way.
And it was that moment where I was like, I wish I could call my dad. Yeah. But I couldn't because like, what would he do?
Who's helping you here?
Like, it was just me and my roommate Tyler at this point.
So you didn't think to call like
anyone?
So
wait.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I have 3 good guy friends that I know don't have lives. They don't have. Well, you guys have lives. They don't have lives. So I said, I know they're free. And so I called them.
Dang.
Took all of 10 minutes. We hoisted it over the balcony. They made it look easy. We bought them dinner.
Getting that out someday.
John, how's it feel?
No, it's dying in there. That stays with her. I'm going to move out. That's her problem.
You'll have to just cut it in half.
It comes with the condo. But
how does it feel being second tier, John?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Thank you for pointing that out.
She had 3 guys on call.
They were all together. 2 of them are roommates, and then the 3rd one was already there, so it worked out well.
I didn't want to help, so I'm glad you didn't.
That's the high. I was actually doing nothing. I was sitting at home doing nothing, but luckily you didn't interrupt that.
I had a similar experience with our couch. It didn't fit, and it took like,
but you don't
Jake
have a balcony.
And my brother David. No, we didn't have a balcony. So we were considering the window, but we had to you had to arc it up and then swing the bottom half through the door, and it barely made it. And then ironically, I didn't tell you guys this, literally a month ago. So this is 5 months after we moved in. Jordan and I were leaving the apartment, and we walk by, and there's you guys know my apartment is this giant staircase to the upper level apartment.
Yes.
Yep. And we see this guy with the exact same couch by himself trying to angle it in the door.
She go, bro, don't do it.
And I'm literally going, and Jordan's like, that's our exact same couch. She's like, no, that's the one we bought. And I was like, I remember, I just took me back to how long it took me and my brother-in-law to get it in there. And so then Jordan's like, you should help. And I was like, okay. So I was like, hey, you need help? And he's like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, and so I helped him, and he got it in a lot easier because he took the cushions off, which is a good thing to know. That's what I'm going to do when we eventually take ours out. But we got it in there, and then I kind of asked him, I was like, you were just doing this by yourself?
Dang.
Not rude, but just man, that kind of sucks, And he's like, yeah, they delivered it here, and I just thought I could do it by myself. He took the door off the hinges, all this gnarly stuff.
That sucks.
And I'm like, well, and I was like, oh, the taking the door off probably helped. And he's like, yeah, a little bit. And I was like, I'll do that. And he's like, don't take it off. And I was like, why? He's like, the middle hinge is spring loaded. He's like, I don't even think I'll be able to get it back on. He's like, as soon as I unscrewed it, it went it snapped back. And I was like,
that sucks.
Just by himself.
Don't you hate when you get down a road like that? You're like, this will be easy. I'm just gonna pop the door off the hinges real quick, and then inside there was a little man turning a crank to open your door every day.
Bro, this desk, I put this desk in here, the desk in the studio, and it's a giant. I mean, if anyone who's listening, or you can't really see it in the frame either, it's this giant recording desk that has.
It's one of those Guitar
it.
Center or Sweetwater desks,
it's
right?
Very nice,
yeah.
And I got it for free from a friend, but I had to put it in here, and I didn't. It's on wheels, so it's relatively easy to move. But
now that it's built,
I had to move the studio door flat to the wall, and destroy everything in here. Just everything's got pushed to the corner, and I was like, I had to pull it all the way in here and then reach it back over. It was I told my dad, I was like, I'll never take this desk. It'll just live here. I don't know.
I kind of love stuff like that though. Also, I hate taking it all apart, but I love putting it all back together.
I will say desk cord organization and desk
cable
feng shui, all that.
Yeah.
It's the pandemic because I started working from home.
It's the pandemic for me.
And you know what I'm saying? And when I started doing that and I started making little adjustments and buying all these cool little cable ties, I love that stuff. Putting together my desk, if I have a couple of hours, it's annoying when you don't have a couple of hours and you have to do it in 5 minutes. Like when I set it up here.
That's always what I want to do.
I was rushing and plugging things in, but I love a good cable management situation.
So good. Well, we'll talk more moving in a second, Annie. So hold on to that thought. But Kara, let's get some highs and lows from you. Welcome back.
I know, I've missed you, Kara.
Low, I was in 105-degree heat. for the past 6 days.
Wish I was back in Texas.
High.
Classic SpongeBob
I got
reference.
boats.
Typical. Nice. Is that your high?
Yeah.
That's pretty good high.
Yeah. I've been looking for. I mean, these aren't vintage, but I've been looking for a
Trash.
pair of like
trash.
cute
Not vintage. Trash.
vintage cowboy boots
Yeah,
on
kind of nasty,
online.
That is
actually.
so specific.
But all of the sizes are different for every brand.
yeah.
And I was like, wait,
You gotta just
I'm
thrift
going to
them.
the freaking cowboy boot
capital of the
capital
world.
of the world. I'm just going to wait until we go to Texas. So we went to Texas and we went to this place called Cavender's, which is like the biggest boot place ever. You go in.
Bigger
the,
than Boot
the
World?
guys section is huge. The girls section has barely anything. All
Classic.
the boots are brand new. So they're like 200 plus.
Yeah.
Like expensive. But I tried on all these different brands to make sure the sizes. And then the brand that I ended up getting at a resale shop for like $50, it's called Ariat. And they run really big, but I found my size
Wow.
there. So
Nailed the boots.
I got these little cutie pies.
Couldn't take the heat, so she got out of the kitchen. The kitchen being Texas.
Yeah. Pretty rough there.
kitchen.
110
Oh my
today or
gosh.
something like that, right?
Texas.
Like
Pretty rough.
psycho.
Why anyone would go there like willingly?
No, I don't
I don't
understand
know.
the hype.
I don't really get it.
Like I get
And
that
it's not
cheap.
even like cheap anymore, is it?
Yeah, that's
It's,
this whole,
moderately-
like-
Well, it's the big cities aren't. The outside skirts, they still are.
You know, talking about post-COVID, right? It's like there's this whole movement, and even kind of before COVID, like as taxes go up and gas prices in California, the rate of, you know, the price of living here in California is so ridiculous that there's this big movement of like, well, we're just going to move to Texas and we're going to move to, you know,
Well, now
the
it's
Midwest,
Arizona.
Idaho, or like, you
Good
know,
luck.
and now
What?
they're kind of there's too many people. So that was the crazy thing
Yeah.
driving around Dallas is there's all these like, you know, infrastructures, and they're like expanding all the freeways and the highways, and there's literally like they can't take all these
Yeah,
people.
no.
You know, they're just
Except
like
what's so funny
bulging
is you're literally
at the seams.
driving through on these freeways, and there's just acres and acres of land that it's like
Oh,
you
that'll
could
get
build an
developed.
apartment building. You can build like everywhere.
But nobody's. It's like it is like. It's farmland. It's like
Yeah.
out there, and then every once in a while there'd be a mini mall,
Yeah.
and then 20 more minutes
Oh
of
my gosh!
farmland, and then
Literally,
like a
there was
hotel.
one moment from driving from Dallas Fort Worth, literally just like 4 miles from there. I think it was from like the wedding church to the wedding venue. We literally passed, but every single street was a different strip mall. I was like,
Yeah.
And it's
and
the
it's
same
all
like
fast food.
it's the same like 10
all-
fast food restaurants
Yeah.
every like 2 miles. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nice.
Guess what? The cheapest gas we saw was there.
Oh, I like this game.
Yeah, this was nice.
Cheapest
4.30.
gas.
Good guess. Annie.
$3.29.
Okay.
Shh, not that low. There's no
Pretty
way it's that
low.
Right in the middle of those
Lowest
two.
one we saw was $3.85.
Yep. No,
Dang.
$3.99. Sam's Club.
I saw $3.85.
saw $3.85?
Yeah.
I saw 385.
$3.85 for a gallon of gas,
Yeah.
which we weren't, you know, far off not too long ago, but
That's true.
now we've since
Oh my
doubled our
gosh.
gas prices.
Yeah.
I saw for
Pretty
gas
rough.
somewhere. Oh, it was in Coronado of all places.
Oh, what was that, like $8 a gallon?
65.
$6.65.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's the highest I've seen.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Apparently in LA it's reaching something
8.
of like the 7s and 8s, but that's
Well,
probably
isn't there is a gas what's it called? Like a stimulus that's coming out.
We also
supposedly we're all going to get one in
all of our
California.
gas too went up because California gas tax went
That's
into.
just
Yeah.
gonna make things worse. Stimulus
Yeah.
is just bump everything else up.
Well, we're all
Okay.
going to get like you know, $1,000 or something. I saw the same.
Ryan.
Hey,
What?
John,
Yeah,
don't
speak-
be
ooh.
High and
finding
low.
it. Don't
Speaking
be
of
finding
gas,
it.
before
No.
we do my highs and lows,
What?
Yeah.
well, let's pump up the thing.
What?
The thing, the treat. Bring the
Bucky's?
guys, we stopped at
You bought us a gallon of gas.
we
from
bought you 1 gallon of premium
Texas
gas.
gas.
It was only
Texas
$4.
Getting it on the
gas.
plane was really difficult.
We brought
Yeah.
you back a treat from a magical, mythical land called Buc-ee's.
Magical
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's
mythical
is-
land.
It really, it's hard to
Buc-ee's.
explain what Buc-ee's is. Buc-ee's is like this.
Think of Costco gas stations.
Think of a Costco
times 3.
like
Yeah.
40 gas pumps, like 40
Yeah, it's
wide,
huge, right?
humongous,
Yeah.
and big rigs are coming in and regassing, and people are just driving around like crazy, insane
Yeah.
people. And then you go in, and it's like a 7-Eleven meets a Walmart meets a Bass Pro Shop
Meets a
and
TJ
it's-
Maxx.
and it's like the biggest store you've ever seen.
Very nice.
And it's full of people. And there's like a giant, Bucky the Beaver is walking
There's
around.
there's
Yeah.
people
So
barbecuing.
is there
in there.
actual Bucky the
Bucky
Beaver?
the
actually
Beaver,
walking
yeah.
around?
Oh,
Maybe we
yeah,
can.
John,
maybe
come
we'll
on, don't hate on
superimpose
that.
a picture of Bucky the Beaver.
Bucky
right
the
here.
Beaver.
Here he is. John, you can
Ready?
Likely,
and
but not
and
likely.
Bucky. Can you do Bucky's voice?
And-
what would
Oh,
Bucky
he
sound
didn't
like?
he didn't have a voice. He's a beaver.
Hey,
But
everybody.
you walk
Okay.
you walk in
Welcome
Yeah.
to
and it's like
Buc-ee's.
you see
It's that one.
like the
Yeah,
whole
that one.
store
The second one.
and it's snacks and then there's a whole barbecue bar where they're having brisket and like all these things
Was it good?
and then there's a whole
Was brisket
coffee
good?
bar
And then it's like when you're walking through the home goods store, like all
Yeah.
the like trinkety little like, this house runs on Jesus and coffee, like
but
those
then
kind
like
of signs.
merch mixed in like
Yeah,
Bucky
some
This
Bucky's
puppets
house
merch.
is blessed. This nest is blessed.
Yes, exactly.
but
But
the
among the snacks
main attraction that we were told by my cousins
is you
like,
gotta
"Oh,
get.
did you get the
Or do you have
beaver
'em?
nuggets?"
The beaver
Whip 'em out. Whip out the
nuggets.
And I
beaver
was
nuggets.
like, "Are you talking about like chicken nuggets? Like, are they like a nugget?" And they were like, "No, it's like they literally called it. It's road food."
road food.
Which
I was like,
already didn't make sense, but
What? Okay.
You're like,
let's
road
let
food.
these guys decide for themselves
All right,
if,
all right.
I'll tell you
if
what
beaver
road
nuggets are
food
worth the
is.
hype.
Oh,
they
so you have
literally-
them in a bag.
We've
inside
been
of a
working on them.
bag.
We already cracked
They
them
don't
open.
tell you what they are. It just says
Beaver
beaver nuggets
nuggets.
from Bucky's.
I think I've never had them, but I've seen them before.
Go ahead,
maybe.
Annie.
Oh,
You can give me one, too.
Should I
Okay.
smell it?
Yeah, you can smell it. It's not gonna like.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a
Can I just take one from you?
Yeah, sure. There you
Thank
go.
you. Okay. Ooh, it smells like honey.
you know the Puff cereal about the
Yes.
commercial with the people's chins upside down?
It's like Pops, right?
It's like
Very good, very sugary.
if you took those like pop-ums, those like cheap donuts,
It's
Uh-huh.
got,
and then somehow dehydrated them.
you know
It's
what's
like-
got?
what?
Captain Crunch vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're just
Okay.
it's just like caramel corn.
Yeah, well.
Meats,
Crunch.
But
cereal,
they're addicting.
Meats.
Yeah, this
Pirate
is
Food.
bomb.
Get those away from me.
They're so.
I don't
know.
want anything.
They're
I
already
know.
cracked open because we've
No,
been
no,
working
no.
on them. So, and the guy we were checking out at the register, he said, "Eat them with milk like cereal."
Yes.
That's what he literally said.
He literally
we're
said
like,
eat them with with
okay.
milk.
He's like, "That's what I do
Every day he pops open
every
a bag
day."
of 'em.
William
Will.
eats his. Yeah.
How are you not like?
I have.
Those are-
That's
they're
like
just
reminds
dripping
me
in
of
oil.
kettle corn. I get it
Yeah.
at the Potter game.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I am like just
Obsessed?
grossed out by myself of the amount of kettle corn I
Oh,
can
I'll
eat.
kill a whole bag of
And
kettle
you're
corn.
just like at the baseball game, you're just
Same.
like, "Man," and then I'll stop and I'll go, no, I need to stop. I really need to stop. 5 minutes later, I'm like I'm freaking
No.
spinning it again. And
Here's some
ugh,
more beaver nugget ASMR for you.
Pretty good.
They're really good.
People probably gross.
Probably.
So they have these.
Okay.
And
But
that's
then-
basically that's all you need to know.
But
Beaver
then they
nuggets
have
at
like
Buc-ee's.
regular packaged ones,
They had a whole wall of like.
but it was
beef
like different
jerky.
kinds. There was like cinnamon sugar,
Okay.
nuggets.
That's where they start to ruin it. I think is all the different
You
flavors.
can't mess up beaver nuggets. You know.
Have you
Buc-ee's.
guys ever been to Crazy Burger in San Diego?
Never been?
No.
Crazy Burger?
Okay.
Where's
Doesn't
that?
exist.
So I took it
That's
my
not
friend
real.
Tommy for his birthday because he loves like his
Was that
favorite.
one of your like best friends?
Best-
one of the three. One
best
of the
friends.
three.
The big three? Yeah.
Yeah. The big three we hear about.
Hey,
them
when
often.
we move, can I call them?
Can I call
Yeah.
the big three?
Cool. Can you give me their number?
Do I just like flash the bat
Guys,
signal, the big three, and they know?
Beep, beep. They're all together, so
Yeah, they're all together.
go ahead.
don't
So
listen to
Tommy's
them.
They do.
birthday.
So okay,
They
we're
might not. They might not have come. So don't.
I'm
listen
never
to them.
moving, so it's all good.
Yeah. So Tommy's birthday, he loves like hamburgers. That's his favorite food. So we took him
Nice.
to Crazy Burger, and it's this restaurant in San Diego where you can get like burgers of all different kinds of meat. So they have like ostrich, alligator. I had a turducken burger,
Like a Fuddruckers?
like
yeah.
kind
Wow.
of Fuddruckers vibes, but it's like
Turducken?
you could like get anything. They have elk.
Chicken
they
inside
have
a duck inside of a
you know,
turkey.
So much.
They have normal hamburgers too,
far.
but like you can order all these like
Crazy
exotic,
burgers.
yeah, these crazy
Zebra
burgers.
burgers.
Got
Yeah.
it.
They have a camel burger.
That can't.
And then just all
actually
these
be
like regular
camel.
burgers are just
No,
kind
it's
of like
real.
rebranded.
Yeah,
No.
you have to get a special permit for all of it, but yeah,
Yeah, specialty meat.
Where is
sure.
this place? Like North Park?
it's an exactly. It's a North
Whoa.
Park.
Hipster. It's
Classic.
hipster.
Got
hipster,
it.
North Park vibes. But
So you went there.
all the wall of different flavored jerkies is what made me think of it.
Which burger did you say you had?
I had the turducken. I would get the
You're a
alligator
psycho.
next
You
time.
know that?
Alligator is amazing.
Wow. Who knew?
You know the whole like tastes like
Floridians.
chicken.
Yes.
That's where it comes from. Is alligator.
Got
Alligator.
it.
I used to go to this thing called Gator by the Bay, and it's like a Louisiana festival every Mother's Day.
Oh.
My parents would go. They still go. I just don't go anymore. And they have alligator for sale.
You got burned by
Some trauma there.
Louisiana
I
Festival?
just don't go anymore. Okay. Don't
I
ask
don't
me.
go anymore.
Wow.
Ask me.
Don't ask why.
I
But
don't
my
go.
parents, they
The
do
lawsuit
go.
is still pending. Okay.
God.
Wow.
But you can get alligator there, and it truly tastes like the most flavorful chicken you've ever had.
So good.
So good. We all have to go get alligator
I'm there.
burgers.
I'm there for it.
Come on, John.
I'm
you
in.
wouldn't do it?
I'm in for alligator. Turducken burger is
Yeah,
where you
no.
lost.
No,
I'm-
it wasn't that great.
No,
I mean,
I'd be
it
in
was
for that.
okay.
Because
it's just a
duck
little
is
dry.
gamey.
Do you
Yeah.
eat like game like that? Like do you eat like deer? Or
Is that-
have you ever had deer?
Is that
No,
what
I've
we've
never
come
had
to?
anything like that.
No. Did you ever eat at the fair? They have frog legs.
No, I've never
No.
had frog legs. I'm too
I
afraid.
haven't either.
Those are good. Those do
That's
kind
the
of taste
last
like
time
just
I saw
chicken wings,
Kara
basically.
was when we were all at the fair.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Way back then.
Wow.
When
Okay,
was that?
you didn't say your highs and lows.
Oh, my
Bro.
highs and lows. All right.
Bro.
Let me think. My low right now is I didn't go to the bathroom before the podcast, so kind of have to pee.
Shoot.
You're gonna
Okay,
be
choose a
so-
new low.
Okay, new low.
New low.
New choice.
I don't know. I don't quite know my low at the moment. I'm feeling pretty high. We had a great weekend last weekend. We had lip sync battle.
Yep.
It was pretty epic on Friday, and then I immediately turned around and got on an airplane and went to Texas. And now I'm home, just ready to hit the beach, and I'm living off the high, man. I don't know any lows.
So
My
is
low
that
is probably
your high?
That's my high. Is like life is great right now. My
Okay.
low is probably like
Good for you.
okay. High, life
Kara's
is great.
such a freaking savage, and I love it.
Low is
Your wife is a savage. That's a high.
Yeah.
That's a high.
That's a high.
my low is my wife didn't get much sleep last night. Poor thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're low. Oh.
When you don't sleep well, when you don't feel
God,
good.
okay.
I
That's my
literally,
low.
I got up to pee.
Disgusting.
I got up
Okay.
to pee, and he literally immediately woke, like deep sleep, woke up and was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Well,
You know, I
sue me.
Yeah, if you can't tell by my
No,
very
yeah, I,
rugged voice right now.
I do that to myself. I wake up and I look at myself in the mirror and go, "Oh, you okay?"
Are you okay?
You okay?
Yeah,
I'm
when-
alone.
When
And then
you're
you
not
turn
feeling
around.
good, you don't
I'm-
feel
You
I'm
turn
good.
around.
I'm
and you look
alone.
back at yourself.
Yeah,
and
and
go, no,
I
I
go-
just have to go pee.
My favorite
And I
part
go,
of that
"Oh,
is
okay."
I'm alone. Okay.
I don't want to hear about your happy marriage,
Dang.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We won't tell you about it.
All right.
anymore.
Well, that's
three
it,
of you.
guys. That's the
That's
show.
that's-
cool.
We have nothing else to talk about, I guess.
Gosh,
Jeez.
I watched a good
See you
movie last
next
night.
week. What'd you watch?
What'd you-
Well,
movie?
I mean, to you guys,
Oh.
Go ahead.
snobs, it probably wasn't.
Go
good.
ahead.
The Hating Game with Lucy Hale.
All right.
don't
Looks like
know.
we're watching
I've
it
never
tonight.
heard of that.
Oh, it was good. It was
Pop
steamy.
on.
Stimmish.
dang.
Steamy well.
Oh,
It was pretty
Stimmish.
steamy.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, but I don't know that
I
I
love
trust
Lucy
your
Hale,
steamy.
so I was like, I want to watch a movie, and I watched it, and it was really cheesy, but it was literally like it should have been on Lifetime.
I now I gotta see it because
Or
I gotta know
Hallmark.
what steamy is for Kara.
Kara Steamy.
You don't know by now, John? Come on. You've
Just
been
they
married,
kissed
what have you
on
been
screen.
married? 3 weeks? 3 months? I finally watched that Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh my gosh!
You didn't watch
You
it.
guys are so
You watched
different.
40
I
minutes
watched a
of
good
it.
chunk of it on the airplane.
I'll tell you
She's
what,
done.
Kara
She's
doesn't
done
give
with
you
you.
anything.
She
She
ain't.
doesn't
She's
let you
done
have
with you.
anything.
Especially
don't.
not on the air.
Especially
Off the
not
air,
on the air.
She
I let it pass.
She graces
sometimes.
me.
Sometimes.
You know, on the very first what podcast episode, I was talking to you about Tom and Jerry movie. Did
Really?
you know that? Yeah.
The first
Oh
one?
yeah, we
Very
talked
first
about
one.
how
Talked
it's
about
gonna
the Tom
come
and
out,
Jerry
right?
movie. It was coming out. I finally
it live action?
86 episodes later.
Was it live
watched it.
action? Is that
It was
what-
live action.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And it
that
was-
sounds
Chloe Grace
awful.
Boy, it
Awful.
was bad. It was really bad.
Trying to be
tell
like
you, boy,
Lucas.
This
I will
was
say-
BA before Annie.
Yeah, well, simpler
sorry, what?
times.
BA.
Before Annie.
Before
Before
Annie.
Annie.
Before
Like BC, like before
like the
Christ.
show. I thought
Yeah.
you meant like I don't know what
So
I thought
you're
you meant.
comparing yourself to Christ? Is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
So there was.
I have the spirit in me. Okay.
Oh my God.
Christ-like.
Let me
Nice.
describe this movie to you, of at least what I watched of it.
Go ahead.
And backstory is I grew up watching those cartoons, Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry cartoon. You
Yeah.
ever watch Tom and Jerry or like
course.
Bugs Bunny cartoons?
You ever watched Tom and
Dude,
Jerry?
I watched the crap out of those shows. So I
happening?
I have the heart of a child in that way, and so I watched this movie, and it was great. Tom and Jerry. It was so good. The
Yeah.
animation was incredibly off-putting. So bad.
Really?
Like they did a minimal amount of like they put a bunch of like film students on it. We're like, go animate this, and they like it was bad.
Oh, that's
But
You
the
were
heart-
laughing at
but
some
the heart-
parts, though.
The heart was there of Tom and
Out of
Jerry.
comedy. The
discomfort.
essence was
I'll
probably
never
there.
get over Tom slapping some wood planks to his arms and trying to fly off a building.
He literally was cracking up at
It's
that
hilarious.
It's funny stuff, man.
point. Gosh. Oh, we did.
Oh,
We
sorry.
did see,
Sorry, I enjoy the little things
we
in
did
life.
see a better movie
Everyone,
yesterday.
Stop
sue
doing
me,
that, okay?
Annie.
We saw. We
Annie's
saw.
like vlogging over there.
Annie's really engrossed in
to
whatever
do-
she's
Dear
doing.
diary.
Dear diary.
No, are you working?
Today-
right
She's
now?
literally
Mid-podcast?
working. I'm so freaking pissed.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Go ahead.
yesterday we did see a good movie.
What did we see?
What was
We
it?
saw Thor: Love
We
and
saw
Thunder.
Oh, is it good?
We went and saw Thor.
Yeah, it was pretty
I
good.
thought it was really good, like stylistically. I thought I love Taika Waititi as a director. The more I think about it, I'm kind of like, meh. It was good.
Yeah, it was like, just like a
just-
feel good movie.
It was just like a comedy, and Christian Bale was amazing. In
Yes, yes.
Oh, what is
Really?
He's the
Yeah.
villain.
He's the villain.
Gore, the God Butcher.
He was good.
God butcher.
The God
Yeah.
Butcher.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
still working with him, man. Are you really?
Yeah, he's great.
Remember when he had
Wait,
that
what
outburst
happened?
where he yelled at a photographer on
Yes.
set?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, it was
That
a
was
whole
like
thing.
6 years ago.
I love him.
It's,
I
I,
think he's
think he's
great.
great. I really think, and this is controversial, and I said this before.
Let's-
I think
let's hear it.
he was a great Batman. I thought he was a great Batman.
Oh, I don't think it's controversial. I think he's well renowned,
I just feel like a lot of people would go with it with some of the old school Batman.
like a George Clooney.
Yeah, or no, yeah. No, you know
Val
what I'm
Kilmer
saying?
really killed it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I
Yeah.
thought
Val
I thought
Kilmer was
Christian
Batman?
Bale-
Yeah.
I thought Christian Bale did a great job. I think he was like the
He's
perfect
fantastic.
temperament, and he had a good
Yep.
like, grasp on the character. But anyways,
And if you ever saw American Psycho,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
some of his best work.
Oh, I haven't seen
is
that.
movie. He's like an axe murderer in that one. It's great.
I
Yeah.
read something today that because Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman have a kiss in this one.
Oh, steamy.
And-
steamy.
Steamy.
And I read today
Steamy.
that on the day of that scene,
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth made sure not to eat meat because she's
a
vegan for the kiss.
so
lame.
What? That's
Yeah,
so
lame.
nice.
I guess.
That's very sweet.
Chris Hemsworth. Not all heroes wear
Hey.
capes, but he does.
Yes,
does.
he does.
He wears
He
a
does
cape.
wear a
He
cape,
does
and it's
sometimes.
giant.
Yeah,
And it's giant.
great. Just
Big
good
red
movie.
cape.
Definitely recommend it.
I gotta get back
For
to
all the
movies,
Marvel
man.
fans.
I'll be honest. I love going to movies in the theaters, and
Same.
I haven't seen a movie in a theater in a long time.
The
Did you,
AMC at Fashion Valley redid all their seats.
Oh yeah,
They're
it's
brand
like,
new seats, and they're nice.
Like my lifetime going to this theater, they've always had these like crappy seats, and now
now
they
they're
finally
like
leveled up.
red, like leather.
I have some breaking
Ooh.
news about Fashion Valley that may or may not be true.
Okay.
San Diegans, tune in here.
So
this is
I went to Fashion Valley to shop around with my sister, and my sister's friends were in town for lip sync, and
Okay.
we went shopping, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get Starbucks because they don't like Better Buzz because I don't know their
Oh,
status or
weird.
something."
Okay.
Starbucks sucks there.
And
Okay.
so they went upstairs to get Starbucks, and it's gone. And we happened to be in Sunglass Hut, just like hanging around, and that's when we got the call. Beth, my sister was like, "Oh, the Starbucks is taken out of Fashion
Oh.
Valley," and the worker's like,
it's
"Oh
not.
yeah, the Sunglass Hut worker, no, it's gone.
Did we
You
not-
should know.
I
it's
didn't even
gone.
look.
I didn't even.
It's definitely gone.
But we looked at Wetzel's Pretzels,
The
and
doors.
that's right next
Maybe
to
I
it.
saw
I
it.
can
like-
tell you, 2 days ago, as of 2 days ago, it was gone.
Wow,
And
what's
so
the tea?
The lady that works at Sunglass Hut is like, yeah, I had a friend that worked up there, and she said that corporate released a statement internally, Starbucks, that
Big
they are
Mermaid.
slowly getting rid of every
Cafe
Starbucks
stores.
that doesn't have a drive-through.
Yeah, cafe stores. COVID killed a lot of cafe stores.
And
Good.
so
I
Good.
don't understand.
I don't
I
get
get
it
my
either.
mobile order. I do my mobile order and I choose.
That's gonna give. That's
Are
gonna
they
give
trying to-
Better Buzz so much more business at Fashion
Maybe
Valley.
they're trying to get after Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, so the reason that lady said it is because the Sunglass Hut is right across from Better Buzz. That's why we
Yeah.
went into it. And she said that the employees there at Sunglass Hut always look out the window because the Better Buzz line is like now like
Insane.
triple
Wow.
long because it's the only place you can get coffee now at Fashion
Well, there's
Valley.
the like Nordstrom Cafe.
Oh,
and-
sure, but there's the only way you can get reasonable priced coffee.
Yeah, true.
I
in
wonder what's
Fashion
gonna
Valley.
be put there then.
I don't know.
Anything.
The Ding Tea
Probably a Buc-ee's.
boba place finally opened.
We can only
Actually,
hope.
yeah, it is.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
I saw that. I
Buc-ee's.
saw this. I saw
It was
something with
supposed to
Thai
open
tea.
summer of or spring
Of 2020.
of 2021,
Oh, well.
and it never did, and it finally opened last month. It's
Ding
really
tea.
overpriced,
Not
I
but
love me some
everything.
boba.
I love
I
Ding Tea.
love
beautiful.
boba.
Me too.
Oh, look who's chiming in. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, you're done
Hey,
working
Annie.
today. That's cool.
Hey, how's it going over there running your small business?
It's going good. Here's the thing.
Okay,
The
go ahead.
moment you got here, by the way, fully set up and started
Started, like,
calling
marketing,
people
yeah.
and like I was
Just, like, typing
really?
away.
Okay.
That's actually the sound in my mind when I do anything.
You
it
know
goes,
what?
Can
I
make-
could have guessed that.
Can I make
I
a
could have
guess?
guessed that.
It's because you probably made a plan to do it today, and this is the first time you've had to like
Sit down.
the ability to focus. Is that correct?
Because she's been moving all day. Because she's been moving couches over the balcony.
You haven't been
Yeah,
moving
actually,
today.
I
You
did.
double
I
booked
did
yourself.
move this
Oh,
morning.
okay.
You double booked yourself,
No, I moved and then I worked and then I came straight here.
and then you kept working.
And then I did a different work. Yeah, but
You got
yes.
a big gig this weekend, or
I have a wedding on Saturday.
dang?
Wow.
Yeah,
so do you.
yeah.
No, I don't.
No, he's going on
Is
his
that,
honeymoon.
isn't that?
No, he's going on his honeymoon.
Isn't there a wedding in the calendar?
No, that got nixed.
That got next. Yeah, I just took
Maybe
it out.
I never took it out.
I just took
Ryan,
it out
you never
myself.
took it out.
Well, that was I put it in pre the Albright shared calendar, but
yeah, filming a wedding with John.
okay, you can
Yeah,
Let's
you can
delete.
cut that,
keep
cut that,
selling.
cut that.
Yeah,
cut
we
that.
deleted it too because we never got a call. So
for
Annie, so
sure.
now it's been 6 months. You've been running your small business. Let's hear the
Arches.
updates. How many weddings have you done? How many pitfalls have you
1
encountered?
million weddings.
not true.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's like 7 a day.
That's not a
7
million.
weddings
That's just
a
not a
day?
million.
Well, yeah, if you do them at the speed.
Even if you did one
I'm
every
sorry,
day.
I mean, like 7 a minute.
Oh, okay.
How many would that be? How would you do 1 million weddings in a year? You couldn't. There's just no way.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
are you okay? I guess is more my question. I guess is more my
brain is
question. I'm
fried.
trying
You
to.
should start with
Can
how
someone
are
do
you
that
doing?
math? Is how could you do 1 million weddings in a year? Thank you.
I'll do it. I got
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
It's 1 million divided by 365.
Thank you. How many weddings a day would I have to do 1 million in a year?
You have to do 2,700 weddings a day.
Whoa.
And let's
Easy.
Let's
Got
figure
it.
out how much that is a minute. Hold
That's
on
Got
one
it.
second.
2,700 divided by 24 is that many
An hour.
Hours.
an hour.
And that's 112 per hour. So
Easy.
112 divided by 60. It's
Easy.
1.8 a minute. So it's basically almost 2 weddings.
Two weddings a minute.
Whoa.
Which,
What?
Easy.
Now let me ask you something. Why do you think that's relevant? Why how many weddings have
I just
you done?
start crying.
Okay.
No, but
No, right now August is the only month they don't have a wedding booked.
Wow, so you've had a wedding every month.
Yeah, so I've had a wedding every month. June I was in a wedding, so I didn't do a wedding. I was in a wedding.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
last month I didn't have a wedding that I was
you
doing.
lost money.
Yeah, I
If
did.
you're in
Oh, I
a wedding,
did.
you lose
She
money.
didn't
Oh, I
pay the
did.
price of the wedding.
No, but
Did you?
if you're in a wedding, you pay.
Actually,
I mean,
no,
you
that
buy
wedding
stuff.
they paid. We did pay some, but they
Well, yeah, you're
they
like
gifted us our
drunk.
dresses. They paid for the Airbnbs. They did like
Yeah,
what?
that's unusual.
Yeah, but
That's
they
unusual.
charged you for being in the wedding, right? John and Jordan charged me to be in their
Oh,
wedding. Is
no,
that
yeah, that's normal.
that's not normal?
John, I
That
thought
was
you
a
were going to say
PR
we're
fee.
going to talk about that.
That was for the bar.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, that was
That was
probably a
for
good
when
call.
Ryan was being bartender.
That was probably a good
yeah,
call.
at the
Yeah.
wedding, they're like, yeah, we know Ryan's going to jump behind that bar at some point. Let's just,
That's so good.
cancel out that
Typical
cost.
me.
So many things I missed.
Is it everything you wanted, or is it a lot different?
I love it.
You love it.
It's this wedding I have coming up is going to be my first wedding with an assistant.
Wow.
Yeah, which is one thing that's cool is that people love weddings.
Yeah.
So people want to help.
Yep.
Yep.
I had a meeting with a bride yesterday. Yeah, yesterday morning. And it was just cool because I was telling her, I was like, just kind of talking about my business in particular. And I've really decided that my business is going to be like, if you want to break out of the normal like wedding traditions, my whole thing is I want your wedding to feel like yours.
Got it.
So like whether that be something specific, like you guys, I know it's supposed to be an ice cream bar, but you end up having a s'mores bar.
That's
Sure.
right.
Like stuff like that, like just like unique things.
So
to
you're
make it
offering
feel like
the
you.
alternative wedding experience.
Yeah,
That's kind
just-
of like your niche, is what you're trying to carve.
Well, it's like I'll help you. You know, like I'm not gonna be like, oh,
Like do
but
something
you
a
need,
little non-traditional.
Yeah, I'm
like
not
add
gonna.
in.
I'm not gonna push you to do the traditional wedding stuff. I'm gonna help you design what you need to do
And what
to
you
make
wanna
it
do.
feel like
And
yours.
if what you want is traditional,
Yeah.
Then
you
fine,
go
I'll
for
do it, I guess.
And if
but-
not,
guess
yeah, you'll do
If
it
you want a
against
traditional
Fine.
wedding, I
For
will
good
not
money.
do it.
I'm technically
But like I have a wedding coming up in
Legally obligated.
Santa Barbara.
okay. Oh,
And it's been really exciting. It's like this bare bones wedding venue, like comes with absolutely nothing, and we are
Wow.
like truly designing the wedding. And they're doing like a thrifted mug wall for their favor.
Oh.
Like just
so
cool
cute.
stuff.
That's
They're-
cool.
Yeah, they have all sorts of cool stuff, and like I have a wedding that's coming up that they're gonna do instead of a garter toss, they're gonna have him also toss a bouquet. Two
nice.
bouquet tosses, like I
should've
just
done
love
that.
the idea of it being unique and like not how. And every time I meet with the bride, I always say like, hey, like. They're like, is this okay? Is that okay? I go, it's your wedding, dude, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like I had a bride who sent out her RSVP with her save the date. And she was like, all these people keep texting me and saying that's not normal. And I go, so what?
cares?
You want to get your head count early. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
also,
matter.
It's not normal. What does that even mean?
Like
That's
who
not,
cares?
That's just not what people
Like
do.
the new thing is to do something different.
Totally.
Like that's
Yeah.
just what it is. The new normal is to come up with something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Wow.
And I like it's getting me excited
right.
for like the future of it, right? Because like
Uh-huh.
I can see it now. Like I started also a side gig where I supervise venues for a company,
yes.
Moniker Events.
Whoa.
I don't know why I was avoiding the
Supervised
name.
venues.
I mean,
for
that was respectful.
But
that was
that's
good.
what
My
my
company?
That's what the
Okay, Kara
title of
doesn't
my
own
job
it,
is
for the
venue
record.
supervisor.
Well, she is a shareholder now. so.
I am.
But that's what the job title is venue supervisor. But it's cool because I basically get to watch all these different weddings and see how other coordinators do it. And I get to meet a ton of, vendors, which is really nice because
Sure.
then it gives you the like, I'm never going to do a wedding
Hey.
here. Never going to work
You're
with
able
that
to
person.
undercut your
never gonna-
competition by
Yeah.
learning their deepest, darkest secrets.
Their deepest, darkest
and then
secrets.
stabbing them in the back.
But then it's
Got
kind
'em.
of cool because like I met a coordinator the other day and I was like, and I was kind of talking to her about my business and stuff, and she has 100 weddings this year.
oh,
Wow.
okay. Now
So she
that-
just DM'd me today and she was like, hey girl, like great
Whoa.
meeting you. If you want to, hop on the team for a little while, like, more than happy to help you. Have you?
Please
She
help
goes,
us.
and she
She
goes,
went.
remember, I do have 50 more weddings because I met her on her 49th of the year.
Wow.
That's 2 a week.
So she has.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
How is she viably doing two
She
a week?
has a team.
Oh,
So
that's how.
she's the
So she's-
coordinator, but she
she's
hires
taking credit
she
for
hires
2 weddings a week,
assistants.
is what it is.
Well, she's the main coordinator, so she's there at every one of those weddings.
Damn.
But she
Wow.
hires assistants to help her.
Got it. If there's like 2 on the same day or something.
Oh,
Because realistically, it's like
I'm just
Saturdays,
thinking about the
Fridays, and
numbers
Saturdays,
on
right?
that. Like 100 weddings, even if you like charged a decent price for coordinating,
yeah.
like
Well, let's just
What
say,
the-
let's say you charged $1,000. That's not even unreasonable.
I don't think it's $1,000. I think she probably charges more like
she's
two.
probably
but that's already $100,000
She's
a
probably
year.
close to 2.
That's
a
6
day
figures.
of coordinator in San Diego. An average cost of a day of coordinator
Yeah.
is easy 16.
Yeah.
That's
1,600.
$160,000 a year.
Yeah.
Wait, did I do that right?
No,
No. Yes. No.
that'd be 16,000.
1,000 times 100 is 100,000.
1,600 times 2 a week.
No, he's right.
2 a week is
160,000.
100.
It's
She's
160,000.
making
It is.
$160,000 a
Yes,
year.
it is. It
Yeah.
is.
2
Yeah.
a week is.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
I got
100
your
'cause
back,
there's 52
bro.
weeks in
You're
a year.
right. You're right.
A little off the top, she's probably making $170,000 a year.
Dang.
That's enough to like
But she
make a good
probably-
killing and pay somebody for
She
$60,000.
probably pays her
You know what I'm
entire
saying?
team
Like,
off
Yeah,
of that.
but still, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?
And
That's 6
especially-
figures at least.
it's the kind of business where I eventually would love to have like some sort of shared office space, whether that be kind of like a shared workspace that I rent from or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would love to have like a space of my own to have clients come meet at instead of
Definitely.
being like, where do you live?
Yeah.
Want to meet at this coffee
Yeah.
shop? But it really like you don't really have an overhead of that unless you have your own like supplies and stuff like that, and you have to have like a storage container or whatever.
Well, and
But,
that's
like,
that's where the facility would come in. Is you could store stuff in the back and then
Yeah.
have like a meeting place.
Yeah,
That'd make
but-
it worth it.
the reality is like a coordinator doesn't really have a lot of overhead besides other people. You basically just have your knowledge and your ability to do it.
Well, because your skills are the
Are-
thing that you're
yeah.
offering. So
I've been told
Dang.
that for people, and it's hard because like you guys have both had you've all had weddings.
In the past, we've
In the
had
past,
weddings.
multiple weddings. And it's funny because like was talking to someone and they're like, yeah, I just don't get it. I think your job's a scam. And I was like,
That's clearly
F
somebody.
you.
That's clearly somebody that's never been married.
well, yes. So it's someone who doesn't see the value of weddings themselves.
Yeah.
Which and I
Well,
compare,
yeah. I mean, you're not gonna
and that's why I
sell meat to a vegan.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I compare like my whole business model is like, let's get untraditional. Because if you look at it like a traditional wedding, it can come off very much like debutante.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where like it's like this weird American tradition. We've been
Yes.
told like it had like for especially if you're not religious, like it has really no standing other than like this thing that you just do.
Yeah.
Like why are you doing it? I don't know. People do it.
I don't know. Just everyone
Totally.
And
does
you
this.
buy the white dress and you have to dance in front of everyone. It's very
Yep.
much like a debutante ball. So like if for those who don't understand like or don't hold significance in like a wedding itself, it's weird, and I get that.
Absolutely.
And so they were like, your job's a scam, and I was like, if you don't see value in it, then yeah, it is.
Well,
But
of
like,
course. I mean, it's kind of the same thing when people are like, I don't get social media influencers. They're not famous for anything. Like YouTubers and
Yeah.
like they're millionaires for no reason. It's like the same thing. Like, well, if you don't get it, like, of course you think that,
Oh, yeah.
Like podcasters, like there's no inherent worth in like podcasts,
oh yeah, and I think
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
and that's it. Yeah, I
Got
think
him.
it's easy to hate
Destroyed.
on. It's easy to hate on something that you don't get or that you're not actively partaking in
Yes.
until someone else points out the value to you that you respect, and then you're like, oh yeah.
I mean, duh.
Or
right?
until you
Yeah.
have a wedding, and you're like, oh,
Oh
well, I
yeah,
can't
You're like,
imagine
wow.
for me
doing
it was
this without
it was
one
oh, why do you want a day of coordinator when you've already been doing it all yourself?
Like what's happening.
But
And
then-
you're like, do you want me setting out the
Yeah, literally
table
the day
plates,
of.
or
So like at my cousin's wedding when we were all getting ready, she like had all these things in our getting ready room that was like, oh, did you tell these people to grab the bows of this? Did you tell this person? We ended up forgetting like flowers for
stuff.
Mary and Joseph in the
Oh,
church, which we
yikes.
don't worry, I figured that out.
wait,
But-
go back. Flowers for Mary and Joseph in the church.
It's
So
a
you know how we
tradition
did flowers for Mary?
where you
go over to the
lay
Mary
flowers
statue.
at the statues.
You did that.
They did Mary and Joseph.
Okay, but
So
just
it-
you went to the Mary statue. I
Yeah.
don't remember him going to the Mary statue.
I was there too.
No, he was behind me.
Oh, you came back later, but you had time alone with
You
the
were
Mary
hitting.
statue.
You were hitting the sauce, bro.
What?
Yeah, you were pretty
But
intoxicated by that.
they
point.
were like- it was-
I was pretty
it was-
messed up.
she
I
didn't
wasn't for
have-
the record, but okay.
Like a day of coordinator to be at the venue all day setting
yeah.
up. There was like the church coordinator, which is the person who told you when to walk down the aisle and
I
made
remember
sure the
well.
church was the lady in this one very similar but even more like particular, and I was like, are all these people the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
they
at
are.
the venue there was a couple day of people, but they like come with the venue, so they were
They
just
don't know
like
what they're doing.
Well,
Yeah,
they don't
no.
care. They're just making sure the
Yes.
venue's okay. So they don't care that your
Exactly.
wedding vision's
yeah. So
whatever.
the whole morning getting ready, poor Kate was like,
Not poor Kate.
is this
I
here? Is
mean,
this here? And I was
decisions,
literally,
right?
I felt like I was the day of coordinator.
Dang.
That day.
Classic,
Like
classic.
literally when we
Classic
forgot
stress.
those flowers in our getting ready, because the venue was like 3 miles away.
Always. It's always the flowers.
Always.
They always forget
There
a
was-
bouquet
Did you
or a
forget the
boutonniere.
flowers at their wedding?
No,
No.
I'm just saying that is like the number
Yes.
one
That's
thing.
what the coordinator forgets. That's
Like
always.
for one, the flowers were delivered late.
I'm just trying
Like
to
the bridesmaid
blast
you.
bouquets
Oh, yeah.
were delivered late.
Yeah.
There was one extra bouquet, so that came to the church with us.
the
and
throwing
I
bouquet.
was like, you guys,
Scam.
we need to
Okay.
split this bouquet into 2, and that was the Mary and the Joseph.
Oh, perfect.
So we did that. But then we like all these
I mean,
other
at
things.
that-
I need more
It's like at
information on
that
the Mary and
point-
Joseph thing, but I'm not going to ask it on this podcast. I'm going to ask you afterwards.
It's
Yeah,
a very
I guess-
Catholic
It's
thing.
a Catholic
I'll let you
tradition.
I just need to know like why we
They're
do
like
it.
the-
but
Hey,
don't-
some
you
people
don't have
are
to.
They're like
Catholic in the world,
the
John?
heads of like
the father and
marriage,
mother of-
basically.
Of
Jesus.
God,
You have
yeah.
to bring them flowers as part of the
It's-
ceremony?
You don't have
yeah.
to. You don't
No, it's
have
just
to.
like a thing you do.
It's like kind of you to do it.
It's
though.
like it's like wearing wedding ring.
Like
rings,
if you want your
Wedding
wedding
rings.
to survive, you bring flowers to Mary and Joseph.
Yeah,
right?
no,
That
it's not
kind
like an offer. It's not like a sacrifice.
Okay.
It's like a gift.
It's not. Well, obviously, you're not sacrificing anything. You're.
Look, I'm not Catholic, so I don't know what it is, but you just do it.
Yeah. Okay,
All
I
right.
won't press it too much. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Next question.
Next question. Thank you.
Next
You've been
question.
defending. You've been
Catholic,
defending
okay?
Catholicism here.
Yeah. Wait. I was like, wait a second. Look, the point is at that moment, if somebody came to Kate and was like, "Hey, will you pay me to like make sure everything happens, she
She'd
would have
be
been
like,
like,
"Hell
absolutely
yeah."
yes, like done.
So
Yes.
that's interesting. You obviously know Kate. I want to know the thought process behind like
Oh.
why she didn't get one.
I think she.
I think Annie
I
nailed
know,
it.
I
Like
think
you don't
don't
think
think-
about
No,
it.
she didn't spare any expense. It was
She
a
thinks
nice
she was
wedding.
getting one
Oh, she thought
because the
Because of
venue
the
comes
venue.
with them, and she
So it was
works.
miscommunication. That makes sense.
She works for a
Got
wedding
it.
planning company. So she has worked at this venue
Oh,
with
that's
these
right.
people,
Maybe
and they
that's
all
why.
knew her. So they
'Cause
were
she
all
was
like,
just assuming, oh, like I'm always
Yeah.
here. Maybe
Let me
somebody will
tell
be
you
here.
that's been one of the big kind of failures about our wedding is all of our vendors knew Jordan was a wedding photographer, and they all assumed that Jordan
was
was going to know when
in
we should
gear.
be doing stuff. And
Yeah, which is awful
didn't push
to
the
assume
timeline.
that of a
That's,
bride.
but that's interesting that you bring that up. Is like she obviously knew the vendors, so the vendors were probably like, "Oh, it's Kate. Like it's no big deal." You
Well, she
know?
knows how
Yeah.
it goes here.
Yeah, right. And the same thing with Jordan is like they weren't pushing the
Yeah.
timeline because oh, Jordan wants
I mean,
to do this. And it was
everything
like,
ended
"Ah,
up
she doesn't know what
great,
time it is."
but I'm kind of glad that I knew what I was
course.
doing.
Classic.
Like
Yeah.
literally, like people were leaving things, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"You need to bring this." I had a pair of scissors with me because
Always.
I needed them because I was doing everyone's eyelashes, of course.
Classic.
And
Typical
you have
Kara.
to
So
I
you're
love how
doing
Kara
makeup
goes,
too?
of course, as if that's a normal thing for all of us. Are like, of course,
Megan
Kara
and
at it
Tyler's
again.
wedding, I did everyone's eyelashes.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. And I
But
was that coordinator.
I had scissors because
Oh my gosh.
sometimes they're
Wow, the
too
coordinator
long.
really dropped the ball on that one.
No, coordinator doesn't do that. But I had these scissors, and literally every single person had tags on their dresses. Had like all these
Oh.
things. We needed the scissors to cut the bouquets in half. All
Yep.
this stuff. And Auntie
What?
Michelle afterwards was like, "Thank goodness you had those scissors."
Dude, Annie, you need to build like a emergency kit for
Yeah.
weddings.
I have
Or-
one in my fanny
Do you have
pack.
one?
Oh,
That's
that,
so
but like
smart.
to,
But like that kind of like pair of scissors.
You know what's
like,
funny? That's what I give my
Eyelash
friends
glue,
for
lipstick,
their wedding
lip
gift
gloss.
presents.
Well,
That's
Like
so
when I
good.
like for bridal showers, I put together. I call it a bride kit.
Yeah.
And it's like shout wipes, which is what you clean a wedding dress with.
Yeah.
That's what they use at
That's a
bridal
thing.
shops. So you do
Little
like
Tide
shout,
stick.
yeah, like shout wipes, and then like thread cutters, a little sewing
Yes.
kit, like
you need to make-
safety
you need to make
pins.
a-
yeah, a little mini deodorant.
I got it.
Go ahead, John.
I got the product.
Okay.
A wedding multi-tool.
Yeah.
It just got everything in it. A lighter. It's got a knife.
Why
it's
do
got
you need a lighter?
It's got a
For
it's got
candles.
In case you need to
scissors.
light a candle.
Oh yeah, it's got everything.
Sex
I don't know
candle.
how we're gonna work in the shout
Why would it be a
thing, but I
sexy
think we
candle
could
at
do
the
that.
wedding?
No,
Why?
no, like for the the
For
wedding
later.
night. For the wedding night.
because the
Yeah,
wedding
'cause the
coordinator is there going, hold on, don't start
Okay,
yet,
you guys
don't
come
start
in.
yet.
Yeah.
If you want it to be a nice wedding, like the coordinator's got to be there.
The only thing that logistically I can't figure out is the
Full
shout.
damn.
Shout wipe.
Like how to put
That's
that
why
in a tool, but
I'm imagining like a
Oh.
canister, like
oh,
like it
canister's
opens up
kind of cool.
and there's all the
and
stuff in
steam
it.
comes out just for no reason. But that we added that.
And
feature
Annie's
in.
little voice says,
Welcome.
"It's your wedding day,"
It's wedding day, bitch.
and it's Bobby.
You better work, bitch.
You better work, bitch. and every time you
gosh.
open it, like in the middle of the ceremony, it's like, "You better work, bitch."
They're like, what was that?
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
You better
sorry,
work,
I'm so
bitch.
sorry, and you can't turn it off.
It's like, what's making that noise? Let's get the party started. It's also a party pumper in there.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
my gosh. I did have to safety pin her dress.
Always.
A couple times.
Everything. Dresses.
Everything.
Let me say this
So
about
she
So,
decided
Annie,
she
let's
wore
get
tennis
Nessie
shoes
shop.
for the reception.
Cute.
And her petticoat and like underlining, she was tripping. So I literally, you couldn't see it underneath the first layer. So I literally just like tucked it up and safety pinned it. And she was
Yep.
like, "Thank you so much."
Well,
You're
sounds like you were the real
something
hero.
something always goes wrong.
And I'm there to fix it.
My one upset. I've learned a lot in my 6 months of owning a business.
Yeah.
Is know your worth, hold your ground,
Mm-hmm.
and for God's sake, explain a million damn times that the timeline is tentative.
Yes.
Well, walk me through those one more time of owning your own business. Know your worth.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground. What does that mean? Like,
So
because
like, if
obviously know your
people
worth.
try
Like,
to walk on all over you. They try to like.
Yeah.
Weddings, because there's like love and emotion in it, that people are going to try to use you.
people, not the wedding party.
You were
'Cause you're-
better
'cause-
off with strangers than you are with family members when it
Oh,
comes to
yeah.
business. Way better.
I'm trying to understand because you're
Well, 'cause
your
family
whole thing
members,
is
you're
like,
always doing a favor.
Well, like it's your wedding, like do whatever you want to do. So at what point
Well,
does
it's
that
like,
stop
okay,
and
so-
standing your ground starts?
Oh, that's
let me
interesting.
I tell you a story.
Let's hear it.
I have a bride right now
Uh-oh.
that I'm going to be very vague with.
Because you have lots of brides
She
right
hired
now.
me for a month of coordinator. her wedding is near the end of this year.
Oh, this is very vague. That's good.
Upwards of like multiple months away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I have
don't
It's an
go into-
upcoming wedding.
had like 3 phone calls with her already, like once a week meetings, multiple emails. I went to the venue to tour with her, like
Dang.
way too much contact for a month of coordinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tell her,
So-
hey, listen,
So
bitch,
I've just
more
kind
the
of
6
like
month
slowly backed
Tapered off.
Yeah, and I still answer her
it's-
emails
it's-
and stuff like that, but with time in between, because it's like I had this moment where I was like, and this is the last time I'm not strict on like my time frame for once you've hired me,
Yeah.
because she has
Yeah.
used me more than
Yeah.
I've have weddings that I'm doing their full planning, and I've had more interaction with this month of wedding
Yeah.
than I have with these people that I am completely designing and planning their weddings with them.
Wow.
Yep.
Rough.
So frustrating.
Stand your ground. Hey, listen.
your ground.
And the thing is, and it's knowing your worth too. It's kind of tied in
Yeah.
that. Like, listen, I quoted you a price for a month of, and you were trying to take advantage of that. Like,
Yeah.
For
Yep.
4 month of.
Well,
Yeah.
and the reality is like I'm extremely cheap
yeah, totally.
compared to anyone else in San Diego. Like that wedding coordinator that we were talking about earlier, she is probably to do a month of wedding for her. You're probably looking at like
$4,000.
4,000, yeah,
Dang.
for a month
Yeah.
of coordinator.
Run the numbers, John.
4,000,
$400,000.
100
Good. I don't want to know.
weddings
It'll
a
make me
year.
sick. No, I agree with you on that too, because I feel like I've run into that too with DJing. It's like
Yeah.
you have to hold the line, because
Yep.
people, the worst clients you can have are the people that you lower your price for. And it's always somebody that's
The
like a friend of a
worst.
friend, and you're like,
Dang.
and they're trying to do wedding on the cheap. And that's the thing about weddings is like, there is no wedding on the cheap. Short
No.
of like doing an elopement at the courthouse, you're going to pay money. And
yeah.
if you want to pay somebody like a small amount of money to just a job that is so important, like take photos or run the party like a DJ or be a day of coordinator, you have to pay a good amount of money, because you're going to get the quality in which you pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the last gig I ever took was for a friend, and it was $600, and I remember I was like doing it as a favor, and I did so much work for that wedding, and it was that day I was like, I will never do another wedding, and I'll say my price because it doesn't matter. You can contact me if you want me to do
You
your
said
wedding
$600.
for $1,000. I will never do a wedding less than $1,000, because what it does for me is it allows me to do everything you could possibly want, and for me to feel like I am justified in that price,
Yep.
and
So
that's
you'll-
how you should do it.
So that's the last wedding you'll ever do? Is that what you said?
No, that was the last wedding I'll ever do for $600, and that
Got
was the last
it.
one. And I've had
You're
people,
bumping up your prices.
I've had people reach out to me, and they're like, "What's your price?" And I say, $1,000. I'll do whatever you want under the sun.
Nice.
Literally contact me all the way up into the day of. I'm there. I'm good for it for $1,000.
Yeah.
And they're like, "It's not our price." And I said, "Well, I'm
Good
so
luck
sorry.
finding
Good luck."
someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
they went on, and I never got in contact. And I thought, you know what, I could have maybe lowered it to 600 or 800, but
No.
I would be doing myself a
Like you
disservice.
said, you're that vetting that process is just making it better for you. Like at that point, you would have paid $1,000 to not have that gig. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
And there's been a
countless
couple times where I'm
examples.
like, I'm gonna just send them their money back, which we've all been.
Of
We've all been in
course.
that situation where you're like, this was not
worth it.
Not what I
Also,
signed up for.
non-refundable deposits. I cannot.
Oh,
I
Yes.
cannot
yeah.
stress
Dang.
the amount of times I've taken
Yes.
gigs 6 months prior, and I'm literally in my head thinking, I can't wait to get to this gig and make that money. And like 2 weeks before, they're like, "We're not doing it anymore. Hey, we don't need you anymore. My cousin's gonna DJ."
No.
And I'm like, I
Time to
literally
die.
just
You signed a
blocked out a day
contract.
for this person, and
Yeah.
now, and that was before I was doing contract, before I was doing non-refundable deposits, the whole thing. Those are so important, because
It's like, no, I've already put hours
and
into
what I'll
this.
tell you too is you'll get burned once. You'll let yourself do one gig that really burns you, and you'll never make that mistake again. And I
Classic.
know, because I worked where our friend had a wedding, and their florist was not so good, and they kept asking for more money and all that, and literally in that situation, my friend was feeling really bad about it, and I said, "This is this person's last wedding. They will never. From here on out, they will price appropriately because of your wedding, and that's not your fault. That's their fault.
Yeah.
They'll never again make a bad decision about pricing.
Straight up.
And everybody has to go through it. And if you can avoid it, you're one step ahead of the rest of us. But everybody has one kind of origin point of like, I am never doing this again.
Villain
You're
origin
like-
story.
Villain origin story. And
Genuinely,
we
like
love
it sounds
it.
dramatic, but it's true.
It's true.
Our florist, she quoted us a price, and she ended up giving us like a family,
Yes.
family friends discount, which I mean, it was barely anything, but it was very sweet.
Yeah.
She ended up quoting this certain amount, and
Yeah.
then I went to like ask her to take off something, just like to lower the budget just a little bit. She was like, "Okay, fine, yeah, we could do that totally." She does the math again, and it ends up being more than what she
Yeah.
originally quoted, and she was like, "Oh my gosh,
Never
my
mind.
math was totally wrong. Like, we are still doing the original price." I was like,
Rough.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it
just have to
happens.
eat it. That's on you though. Like
Yeah.
It'll
we've all
never
been
happen
there.
again.
and then we added a couple more floral things. So she ended up getting like,
I mean, that's like a
That out,
construction thing. Like when these guys go out and, quote prices like, oh, I'm going to do your, remodel your kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
They're quoting price because there's private contractors. They'll go, yeah, I can do your kitchen for $30,000. Right.
Yeah.
And if they go under because they're trying to get the gig, but they don't account for all the supplies and all the time, like you just sell yourself short,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's like, you got to eat those costs. It's not going to be like, oh, actually we need more money. It's like, no, you
like,
quoted
no.
a price and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And that is
Also-
how the cookie crumbles.
Also packages too. I know that you probably have packages, but
Yeah.
because nickeling and dime, people will nickel and dime you. The amount of times I've offered a price and they're like, well, how much would it be if you brought one speaker? And I'm going, it's literally the same amount of work as bringing two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
it doesn't matter. And that's so sticking to like, this is what I
Yeah.
charge for this, and this.
You could
and
do like a tiered thing.
for sure. And that's what I recommend.
If
But-
I have to show up at all, it's this price.
Yeah.
If I have to bring
Well,
any
that's
gear
like
at all, it's
with-
going to go up this much.
With
Yeah.
Sammy's photography package,
Uh-huh.
in her package, she includes an hour or 2 hour free photo shoot.
yeah.
And we asked her, we were like,
Whoa.
what if we wanted to use that photo shoot for an extra hour for the wedding?
Yeah.
And she was like,
No, I don't do that.
no, you just have to add an extra hour
Oh.
because it's just included for free. Like, it
that's
doesn't.
Well, it's included for free and it's not, and it's like just because,
Yeah.
she's
A lot
basically
of-
being nice.
That's
you know?
that's she set a boundary there.
I
That's
Yeah,
know.
totally.
And we still have to
Good
use
for
it.
her.
We tried
We
to
still
take
have to
advantage
use
of her
that
and
hour.
she just
No,
wouldn't.
you didn't.
She
Because
wouldn't let us.
I know
How
a lot of
dare
photographers.
she?
Jordan will do that.
Sure.
The engagement will kind of translate to 1 hour extra. But what I appreciate about Sammy is that she was like, no, because
No. It's
Well,
not
yeah,
what I
because
do.
she has come into like people who have she's done weddings for that hour. They'll do
Yeah.
like the next day. They'll take like a after
really?
like wedding night
Okay,
one,
but
or
I
like
feel like that's kind of an easy stipulation. It's like it's got to be tacked onto the
or
end.
like when people want to wear like their wedding dress to the beach and like do a fun photo shoot that way.
Yeah.
Because
A
she
steamy
originally
photo
was
shoot.
like, if you want to do like a week after photo shoot, and we were like, really, we don't really know what we want to do it for yet. We're just gonna save it.
You do an anniversary
Maybe an anniversary
one.
shoot. That's kinda
that'd be
sweet.
Fun.
That'd be fun.
Well, there you go.
yeah.
Look, so Annie's opening, so you're going to open your office space where the Starbucks was.
Where the Starbucks was
Oh,
in Fashion
Fashion
Valley.
Valley.
I'm actually gonna. I'm buying all of Fashion Valley. It's gonna be a
Oh,
giant
dang.
wedding venue.
That
You're gonna
is
buy
awesome.
Louis
That's
Vuitton.
If I could go back and have our wedding,
Gucci.
I'd have it at Fashion Valley Mall.
Stop.
Imagine the parking everywhere.
Oh my
You can Park
God.
anywhere.
Whoa.
Dinner
We could invite
in the
everyone.
food court.
I
In the
could have
food
paid for
court.
upfront parking.
Our cake
$5.
is made out of Wetzel's pretzel.
Oh.
Stop. That's genius.
The ceremony is in
Cinnabits.
front of that like little waterfall downstairs in front of the escalators.
I love that. That's genius.
Okay, so
We could
obviously
really-
that'll fall
hey,
apart.
listen.
John, what would you open at the Starbucks in Fashion Valley? What do you think
I
is
love
gonna?
this game of like.
What do you think's gonna
would
kill
you
there?
open?
You guys, it's literally gonna be another coffee shop because it's built that way.
Pass. No, it's not.
No,
Is that
it's
what you're
gonna be
gonna
a wedding venue.
Wrong.
John,
No, they're not.
Let's hear it.
Places that have been Starbucks, they always
It can
open.
literally be
No,
anything.
has
Kara,
to be in the
Kara,
food
I'm
business.
asking, what would you open there?
If you could demo it and do anything.
I've given you the keys to the kingdom. You now have
And
a
unlimited
stall
money.
at the Fashion Valley Mall.
A macrame shop
Aw, cute.
that hosts teaching.
Oh,
I'll teach
teaching
you.
macrame.
I'll do like Want to learn how to make a keychain?
It's so okay. So instead of
What am I-
like macrame and macaroons instead of like paint and sip or whatever.
Macaroons.
Macaroons.
Yeah,
Macaroons.
except you're too like focused that you're not going to have time to
Macaroons.
even eat a macaroon.
John, have you had time to think about it? What's going
What
there?
would you
Yeah,
open
it's
up?
kind of tough because my go-to is to do some sort of like food place, but I think that's
It
maybe
is next to
too
the
on
food
the
court.
nose.
Yeah, it's a little too overdone.
So I am going to do something very much in my lane,
Okay.
and I'm going to open a small
B&H store.
Lip sync museum.
podcast studio rental.
Oh.
Because I think that a lot of people that go to Fashion Valley are like kind of rich kids, and they're probably like, "Oh, I want to start a podcast." You know what I'm saying? And their parents will pay for once a month for them
Okay.
to come in.
Okay,
and
so you know
record a
how
podcast.
I don't know if you ever went to Parkway when they had that karaoke booth.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah,
Right? But for
It's like-
podcasts.
it's like that, and then also
put in a quarter.
the front end. I think I could do like a little AV retail shop. Like you could buy like little cables and
Nice.
microphones. Like if you want, like you start there, and then once you're comfortable, you could buy your own stuff through us, and then you could move on. You know,
That is in your lane. I
like
would
that's
go,
kind
I'd
of
shop
fun.
there for sure.
I really think that there is a market space for like podcast studio rentals. Like
Sure.
to be able to come in and pay $50 for an hour for you just to
Oh,
come
yeah.
and sit down and everything's set up kind of like here. Well, usually it's set up here, but lately it's been rough. And you like hit record, and you do an hour, and then you leave with your memory card and
That's
you
kinda
post it.
interesting.
And then that way you don't have to buy the
Leave
expensive
with your
gear.
memory
If you're not
card is
if you're not
good.
like if you're not really into podcasting yet, or you're still transitioning, nobody
Uh-huh.
wants to buy all the microphones. That's the only thing. Everyone I
Sure.
talk to is like, I want to start a podcast. I'm
Yes.
like, I send them the things, and they go, all this. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
I was like consulting for not consulting. I was
No,
just telling
consulting.
somebody what to get like for a podcast
You were
rig,
consulting.
and it kept boiling down to like, okay, well, yeah, just get a USB mic. And they were like, okay, good, that's in my price range. I'm like,
Yeah, but
yeah. I'm like, why don't you just get a Yeti? They're like,
There are a few things I would recommend, but yeah, and I remember I just had a conversation with a guy like literally 2 months ago, and he was
Uh-huh.
like, I want to start a sports podcast, and I was like, that's cool. And I sent him all this stuff, and
cool.
he's like, well,
good luck with that.
He's like, it's kind of a lot. And I'm like, well, it's kind of, it's a lot to make a podcast. It's the way it works.
Dang, know your worth,
Know
stand
your
your
worth,
ground,
stand your ground,
and
That doesn't
freaking
apply there.
what was
and
that last part?
freaking
What was that last part?
She doesn't remember.
I don't
Don't
remember.
forget the scissors.
And don't,
It's true.
I don't remember. You asked me so long ago.
Next question. Sorry, are you working over there? You got that
I'm
wedding
almost
all planned
done.
out? Wedding all planned out?
It's a floor plan for a wedding.
You're unironically working.
She actually is working.
Like
the
you know, but
heck?
you go like this, like a
Yes, to
beauty,
focus.
like
No.
a beauty.
No, I don't actually do
Well,
that.
Whatever. Okay, get on there.
I think we should skim over what we've been talking about for probably the last 2 weeks. in
Oh,
some
are you talking about
capacity.
that lip sync thing?
Yes.
Lip sync.
What? That's so last year.
I know.
John.
It was so last year. I know.
3 days ago.
That was
3
so
days
back when
ago.
you were 25.
No one cares about that.
I
anymore.
know. Gosh, crazy.
John, another great
25.
year of lip sync battle. I will
It's-
say, as somebody that's joined the team kind of in recent years, like
Hey,
putting
it's
this
your
whole
second
thing
year on
together,
the team for sure.
this whole thing, you really rally the troops for this thing. The
You really
Albrights
do. It's kinda
really
crazy.
show up. The
Yeah.
people come out of the woodworks. You got a good base of people here.
Yeah,
that
supposedly
just
there was something like 105, 110, or that's how many sets of chips we handed out. at the
biggest year,
door,
biggest
so-
year yet.
Yeah, it
gotta
was a good
be.
year. It was a great year. It was
Awesome,
super
man.
fun.
I'm just glad that I made it digitally,
Yeah, well, pass.
Kara watched it from
was
across
on-
the world.
but I was also in it.
True, your handiwork was all over
Your-
that thing.
your
That's
handiwork.
No,
true.
True, in it.
no, myself was in it.
What are you talking about?
I was in Tyler Michaels graphics.
Where?
They were playing videos of Bobby's from last year.
You
I
were
was in it.
You were in it.
Okay,
Good
well,
job,
the technicality
Kara.
Also, yes, my handiwork was part of it.
on
Can we-
Bobby's. I
can
thought
we
that's
not-
more what you were getting at.
Downfall, Kara.
It
Kara,
was
I'm glad
fun.
you were there.
Okay, pass.
you.
Thanks.
Pass.
It
You
was-
suck.
Pass.
You guys suck.
It was a good year. I think it's getting harder to like push the envelope, but this year was definitely an upgrade technology wise. So
How do you figure?
It
I feel
looked
like you were
great.
pushing that envelope for sure.
I know, but I'm saying like every year,
What's
like
the
pressure?
Are you
know what I'm
already
saying?
looking to next year? Because I know you are.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can tell you the theme that we're tentatively. we're
yes.
tentatively
No,
thinking
no,
about.
tell
Do you,
me.
you really would want to just put that
Well,
on
it's
the
not,
air?
it's not confirmed. Hey, last year I announced casino night at like the year prior.
You did.
I literally the night of I was like next year's casino night, like fully put it out there.
Yeah.
Dang.
And like I could have changed it, no one would have known. But and so
No.
yeah, we're looking at Circus next year, which will be kind of interesting. So there's already talks of like doing a big
Circus
top with
McGurkus.
Strands
Oh my gosh,
lights,
that'd be
like
so
a
much
giant
fun.
light at the
Wow.
center, and I don't know.
And then obviously you'll do a Greatest Showman number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's funny is I wanted to do Circus a couple years ago. I was really when Greatest Showman came out, I was like, oh, it'd be so fun. But then I was like, no, it's too like mainstream right now. You know what I'm saying? And cringy. But like,
No.
it'll be fun to use some of it if we can. And it, the music's great. About
If it's
Greatest
themed
Showman,
circus,
so,
somebody better come as Danny DeVito
yeah,
as like a
well,
little carnival barker.
Are you talking about Matilda? Wait, Carnival Barker. What are you talking about?
Isn't he a carnival barker in Greatest Showman?
Danny DeVito?
No,
Wasn't
he's
he?
not. He
Or
is
was
not.
it in? No, it was in that weird one that I watched.
Are you talking
The
about?
other circus one.
No,
that weird
Big Fish.
movie.
Real Big Fish.
Well, he's in that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Not Real Big
Real
Fish.
Big
Big Fish.
Fish,
That's
Big
a ska
Ryan,
band.
you hit another great performance, and Ryan and Annie both did great performances,
Listen.
and it was
I
quite a
think-
smash.
I think that's the death of Jeff Bezos.
You think so? You
I think it might be the
are you
last
gonna
one.
come with something
You know
new?
what I'll
I'm not
say
sure.
is people I feel like
well,
didn't
you killed
appreciate it.
Alexa
If
in
you
it.
didn't see it, if you weren't there the year before.
Yes,
It
I
was-
said that,
it didn't
but
make
I came
sense.
back
It was
up. I said
just
it was
aggressive.
incredibly isolating.
Yes.
If you were
Yes.
not here last year.
Yes, but you kind of know. I mean, I
But
was
it
really setting the stage
and
with
if you
like.
were
Yeah, it
there the
was.
year before, it was almost like nostalgia.
I did ask.
It was so good.
I did ask somebody who hadn't been there before, and I was like, was it weird? Like was it isolating as I thought it was? And they said no. They said it felt like its own
I mean, because
piece.
everybody knows who Jeff Bezos is.
You
and,
also literally went, oh yeah, this happened last
like last
time.
year, you blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I was trying to do that a lot for the people that might not have come last year.
But for the people that were there the year before, it was like the second installment.
Yes.
And as soon as you came out in that morph suit, everyone was like,
There he is.
Oh
Typical.
man, here it goes.
And so I'm remiss to do it one more year and like make it a trilogy and really put the character to rest, but we'll have to see next year if I get like a spark of inspiration.
I love
because
it.
this one it was like
It was a busy couple of months for you prior to.
but once it hit like the idea like, oh, okay, he actually is alive and he's on Mars and like building a hype house, like
that's funny.
I just ran with that.
I wanna
And so
be a billionaire.
The best.
I don't know.
Hey, I'll tell you
Bruno
what.
Mars.
If there was a Tony Awards for lip sync, your backup dancers would be nominated.
Oh my God.
Everyone
I'm sure they would.
loved
Thank
your
you.
backup
The
dancers.
backup
Gosh.
dancers.
You know what's funny? I already have my thing that I think will be like my unique thing for lip sync next year that I'm
Okay,
really proud about.
okay.
I'm
I
not gonna
can't
say
wait.
it.
I
I'm not
can't
gonna say
wait.
it 'cause
Tell me
people,
off air, tell me off air.
Yeah, people are snakes and they'll steal
Okay,
it.
all right. Are you
because-
talking about me?
No, just
people
You
that
said
watch.
people are snakes and they'll steal it.
people
Point to the
are
camera. Point to
snakes.
the
Yeah.
camera. People at home.
Okay,
People
that's
are
fine.
snakes.
That's fine.
Ryan.
That's fine.
And they'll steal it. But the backup dancers, so for those who weren't there, Ryan recorded himself dancing
As the
and then
aliens.
multiplied
Genius.
himself and then put it on the screen. So he was his own backup dancers.
Yes.
And it was amazing. Where I was like, fuck, that's good. Why didn't I think of that?
Everyone's
Why did I
taking
think of
those
that?
things. Like my dad he's like, oh, I was going to the laundry. This is the day after. He's like, I'm going to the laundry room and I found fireworks. He's like, I'm surprised you didn't use them for lip sync. And I was like, is that like a thing we can do? And he's like, well, yeah, why not? And I was like, you're usually the
I
person that's
love-
like,
Whoa.
that would
Can I
kibosh
just
that.
say, I love your dad.
I love your dad
I know.
so
He's
much.
got to be the best part of lip sync for me.
Yeah.
Is like because he has this character up until lip sync. He has a couple of characters.
Yes, thank you.
The first character is like clean this shit up. Like why are we doing this thing? Like get this off my lawn. Like so typical dad, you know. And then when the lip sync battle starts, he lights up like
Yeah.
a Christmas tree.
He
This
loves
guy
it.
is like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And then the next day and the days following, up until probably halfway through the year, he's
Yeah.
like, one hell of a lip sync battle. Like you really did it, John. Like
Yes.
like proud dad.
Thank
like
you.
Yes.
You've seen it.
Yes.
Because
I've seen every stage of
I
it.
literally tell people that, and they're like, "No, he's so supportive."
He's like,
I'm telling you,
he's like,
a
next
month
year you can do
before-
fireworks. So just write down things he says. Like next year you can do fireworks. Are you kidding me? Big Top
Yeah.
Circus. That's going to be a killer.
The best was though I was telling somebody this happened between me and my dad just like by myself, and then we were at my little tiny family party 2 days later, and
Yeah.
I was telling my siblings and other people that were there that performed, and I was telling them about this interaction, and they all go dibs, and I'm like, dibs on what? They're like, dibs on doing fireworks. Like that's my thing. And I was
Totally.
like,
Gosh.
oh my
Totally.
gosh, we're gonna have a whole light show next year.
My
of
God. But I
fireworks.
really mean it. The whole Albright clan loves, like, you can tell, like, it's not, and obviously it started as your thing. It's like, oh, like for John's birthday, like everyone, your whole family loves it. By extent, like everyone that comes loves it. Like it's just this like fun thing that everybody's a part of now,
Yeah.
you know, and it's
It's
you've
like a
really
cult,
like
it's like
curated
a cult
that.
following almost.
And all you had to do was like just convince people, like, no, like this is the cool.
cool.
No, like
It's
we're all
cool.
here. We're all having fun. Like we're all in weird, goofy costumes.
I'm hoping to bring some new people,
New blood next year.
and then also there's a particular performer that a previous winner that is for sure coming back. They
Whoa.
confirmed with me via text. They were like, I'm coming back from my 3-year hiatus, and I said, and somebody asked me about them. They said, is this person performing? And I said, when this person steps on the stage, you'll know.
Do you mean the only person that wasn't here this year?
Yes.
No, there's
Yeah.
two people that were.
Well, obviously Kara.
No, there's
There was
two
quite-
past winners that weren't here.
By the way, Ryan, we've been doing this thing for 6 years. Just so you know.
No, I know exactly who you're talking about.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I
No,
do.
no, don't tell me.
I
Don't
think
tell
I
me.
I'm not
do.
going to tell. I'll say it off air. I'll say it off air.
Okay, we do need to end this because this iPad is going to die.
Let's wrap it up.
shoot, shoot, shoot.
Well, great highs and lows, everybody. Annie, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to freaking sit there
sorry.
and hang out, I guess.
But
Hey,
hey,
can
Good
you
luck with
play your
moving.
TikTok really quick or no?
oh, I did. Yeah, I
Can you
can.
do it from your phone? Or is it like a cheeky little...
Oh, yeah, just do it from your phone. What?
Do we have time, you think? Is it good time?
Yes.
How,
Oh my gosh, what's that?
7%.
Okay, we have
Plug
time.
it in,
works.
plug it in,
We
plug it
got
in.
time. We got time. We got time. Am I plugging it in or am I just air playing it?
I meant the iPad, but that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, plug in
that's
that.
fine,
Oh,
that's fine.
no.
Did that transfer over?
Sure did.
It did. Nice. You see the Apple TV?
Well, it's black.
You see the Apple TV?
Yeah,
Listen,
baby.
you
No
never-
video available.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Now, what do you think about this? Is
Go ahead.
piping in the sound from the TV and then just pointing
It's on
the
the
camera
table.
at it.
It's on the
someday?
table.
No, I'm okay. Let's check this out. I'll talk to you.
Oh, okay,
This is an
okay,
after stream.
Okay.
So this is
It did not change. It went back to us.
Oh no.
do we go to the 2 that I made, the prior, and then
Sure.
That should be it.
Yeah.
That should be it.
so this
Yep,
is
No,
That's
just this year's. Just
Okay.
this
Just
year's.
this year.
so this is how this year went.
We're gonna cut in the sound right here. We're gonna put in the sound.
Sound.
Oh my gosh. It's just a perfect.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite video.
Typical.
By the way, every year you manage to come out and be crew
Yep.
on it. There's Ryan, his backup
Me?
dancers. There it is.
Oh yeah, the backup
Oh, I
dancers.
made sure to get the backup dancers, the Jonas Brothers.
Boom,
That was a
boom,
great number.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because
Awesome.
every year somebody like spills something on the catwalk, and I have a vision of somebody like dying. Yeah, gotta be the crew. Gotta be the crew.
Every year. It's 2 years running.
Yeah.
You come up.
Every
and I'm
year.
like, this is
Okay.
Ryan, part of the
Every
crew.
year.
Wow, it was
Well,
so good.
alrighty.
we hope to see you
Wow.
next year at Lip Sync Battle.
Yeah. You
Wait,
should
change the
come.
thing
And
back
if we
over.
don't.
And if we
There it
don't,
is.
well, like, I mean, you're lost, really.
Here's what I'll say.
Know
Don't-
your worth.
Don't rely on the live stream. 'Cause
Don't rely on the
that,
live stream.
That is really hanging by a
Stand your
thread.
ground.
Yeah, that was rough.
Okay.
And
Carol-
whatever that last
Carol will be
one
there
was.
next year. Carol will be there next
Yes,
year
I
to run
will.
it.
Stand your ground and
Stand
the
your
last
ground.
thing.
And don't freaking
And don't miss lip
miss Lip Sync
sync.
Battle. On the couch as always, Annie Skovman, Kara Tafoya. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on
What the
Podcast.
Are we getting Dave Todd chicken?
Lean into that.
Whoa, man.
Lean into the photo.
Do you like that sign off?
No, it's weird. I don't like it.
No, it's like
It's
the
so good.
beginning at the end.
No, I don't like it.